Good afternoon, and welcome to Thriving Tuesday Moments of Encouragement, TTMOE at 4:30. So happy that you are here and sharing with us on today. We are going to talk pretty swiftly today, kind of moving around, but I didn't want to miss, and I didn't want to miss this thought. I pray that each of you are well and that you are uh, letting others know by sharing right now. If you share right now, they'll come right now. How about that? All right. Well, here's what we're talking about today. There is a power in clarity. We live in a very confusing world. As we honor the transition of Reverend uh, Jesse Lewis Jackson on today, he kept reminding us to keep hope alive. And the only reason that he could do that is because he was clear about the focus, clear about the purpose, clear about what it was that he was trying to accomplish and what he hoped we would get from what it was that he uh, was was trying to do, trying to change in our society, in our world. Even as he picked up the baton from Dr. King, he had his own way of doing things. I saw someone today say, "Thank you to Dr. Jackson for reminding us and reminding me that I am somebody." So there were so many things that we could say about his life, and we may get that opportunity later. But right now, I just want us to understand that clarity can make all the difference. And far too often, we are in situations, life and living, the noise from everywhere, all of the things that people place in our space, where we will get clouded by what the clarity is for our lives, not just our purpose, but our personhood. We live in a world where people become chameleons. They do whatever it is that the status quo is doing. That be like Mike craziness is still very much a part of our lives and of our culture. But when you know who you are, when you're very clear about your personhood, then you become unstoppable, but you also become a threat because this world does not like people who are very clear about who they are. So if you feel like you're being pushed and maybe not quite understood or maybe even being hated on, as we say, because you are clear about who you are and what you are doing, don't feel too pressed. Just recognize that that comes with the territory. When you are clear about who you are and whose you are and what you're doing, there's always going to be someone who is unclear, who has a problem with your clarity. So recognize that when we have clarity, we have power. Not that we change the situation. Clarity doesn't take away the pressure. It just takes away the panic because you know who you are. You don't worry about it. You don't get stressed out about it. You say, I know who I am. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know who I am supposed to be in this situation. As my friend says, I know my role and my goals. And so, therefore, I am not moved by your struggle with who I am. And so, as you strive to do those things which you know that God has purposed your life to do, and even if you're struggling with what that purpose is, but you know what is not, then you have clarity in some space. And clarity is something that grows over time. There's the clarity that I have at this place in my life was not the clarity I had some 10, 15, 20 years ago. You just didn't have that kind of clarity because life and life's experiences help us to get clarity, help us to know who we are for real, not who we hope to be, not who someone tells us we are, but clearly to define for ourselves with clarity who we are. Let me stop and say hello. Hey, Miss Lucy. Hey, Britt. Hey, Del John. Hey, my sister Linda. It's good to see you. Uh, Remember to share this because there are a lot of people walking around and the noise is getting them down. And everything that's going on in this world is pulling at them because they don't really know how to handle it. And while there are stresses and struggles that are going to happen to us collectively, we got to be in a place where individually we're aligned so well that even though the foolishness gathers, that we are not thrown off our mark, that we are not deterred, that we are not so discombobulated, as they used to say, so that we miss what we're supposed to be doing and how we're supposed to get those things done. I want us to just encourage you today that when clarity comes, when we do the work to be clear, when we are not hoping that someone will like us enough, when we are not wondering if I do this, what's going to happen to me, then we are able to walk in courage. Courage, courageous faith, and walking in courage means that no matter what comes my way, because I am very clear about who I am, I know that I will survive it. Does that mean I'm not going to take some hits? Nope, I'm going to take some. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to find myself in times where I feel alone and isolated. Nope, that comes with the territory. But clarity says that you can move the situation around me, but I won't lose sight of me. Far too many people in our world, in our country, have lost sight of who they are. They've lost sight of decency. They've lost sense of honor. They've lost sense of civility. All because what they hear around them is pulling them in a direction that has nothing to do with who they should be, or who they used to be. There's so many things that are angering right now, but even though there is anger, there's not despair, because clarity says that those things are happening for a purpose. And when we're still and we can determine how God is going to use even this craziness for our good and for his glory, then we can get some clarity. Now, I'm not advocating that we just throw it all up in the air and say, God's got it. I know that there are some things that we must do. But that goes with our clarity too. When we know who we are in our personhood, then we won't just let things just slide by us. We'll do what we're supposed to do, where we will love justice, do mercy, and walk humbly with our God. We will do those things, but we will do them without pressure. With maybe some pressure, but without panic, because we will already know that we are walking in our purpose, in who we are, in our personhood, that imago Dei that lives within each of us. So when we do it that way, then the winds can come and the storms will blow and all of the craziness will happen all around us. And it doesn't mean it won't touch us. It may touch our lives, but it will not penetrate our souls, because clarity inculcates your soul so that you are very clear that no matter what happens, you are still you in the midst of it. So I'm praying that as we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and power, that we will realize that the power of clarity, that we will know that when we're clear, then we can walk courageously in these journeys, keeping our faith, keeping our hope, because we have clarity about who we are, whose we are, and we can fight back. The resistance for us is knowledge. I know. So you can push and pull, But as the old song said, I shall not be moved like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. You will not throw me off because I'm clear about who I am. And when you're clear, you don't have to worry about it. Just keep walking, keep doing, keep being, keep striving, keep giving everything your best. And when all is said and done, you'll be able to look in the mirror, lay down on the pillow at night, and close your eyes and know that I walked in my purpose today. I walked in my personhood today. And I am stronger because of what I've endured. I know who I am. I know whose I am. So I'm going to sleep and wake up and start all over again. Purposed, purposed, and knowing that I am me. And you got to know who you are. And when that happens, nothing will throw you. So I pray that for someone today who's been feeling the push and pull of, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what my purpose is, that you will be still and hear God speak to you. And when God speaks and you get clarity, then walk out this life clear with purpose in your personhood, because that's who God created you to be. I hope this helps somebody today, and I hope that there's something that you heard that may help someone else. And if so, will you please share? Will you share with someone that they can walk in full clarity and the power of it because of who they are and who God has purposed them to be? Walk by faith, walk in strength. The power of clarity is your guide. Now, be encouraged. I hope that you will share. It's so good to see so many. Thank you, Carla. I'm glad that you are here. Happy belated birthday. Hey, Cedric. Good to have you here. I see you, Ain't Obi. I'm glad that you are here on today. Listen, y'all, share. Share with someone who needs to know that they have power in the clarity of who they are. Be encouraged. We'll see you soon.